All right, why? Hold on a second. Can you guys see the whole screen? Thumbs up? Or is it like cut off? It's okay? Because it looks like it's cut off on mine. Can you guys see the whole title? Thumbs up if you can. Or is it cut off? Anyone? I'm gonna unmute
It's all there.
Oh, you can see the 7 steps to getting started, right?
Yep, and Rockstar Republic next to it.
Okay, because on mine, like I have this like yellow box, and I'm not really sure if that means anything. Okay.
No, we're good.
Okay, so I guess we're okay. Let's go back. All right, hopefully it works. All right, let's kick off today's team call. Today's Thursday, August 30th. Still one more day left in the month to make things happen. We do have, I just want to go over a couple things. I did do the What's Up Wednesday with a lot of announcements, but one thing that I wanted to cover real quick, and this is just basically for, you know, the coaches that are in the flash sale group right now, and those that maybe want to do it over Labor Day. I've decided that I'm going to extend the group through Monday. And the reason for that is I was looking at some of the sales, and basically they're all good until Monday anyways. And after talking to Leslie, you know, it kind of makes sense. What I had originally thought is I thought the To Be Mindset was ending like on tomorrow. But I don't know everything, and I obviously did not check the FAQs on that. And so we're just going to go ahead and extend it. And what I'm going to do is, because there's already people in there that have been told that the group is ending on the 31st, or the flash sale is over on the 31st, I'm going to wait till later in the day on tomorrow to make any sort of announcement in the flash sale group. And so that those of you that are, you know, trying to hit Success Club, or that you have people that are on the fence or whatever, you can, you know, get those conversations rolling. Also, what I'm going to do is still do a drawing on Saturday for any challenge packs that were purchased for $50. So, or the Amazon gift card drawing for $50 for anyone that has purchased a challenge pack. So still, if you're in that group, still, you know, be talking to those people who are, you know, saying they're interested. I know I see some conversations going back and forth. I've got, I think, 3 or 4 people that have said they want to do it. And so I'm just going to put them all through. Like, I'm not going to hold any of them back. If some of them like don't get back to me or whatever, and I'm just going to keep inviting to the group. Because we have until now Monday. So if you guys want to, you know, secure your Success Club points, get those people on board, you know, just keep inviting to it. And if you have, I know that Amanda and Leslie and Catherine, you guys were kind of holding off and maybe going to do your own group. But one of the things that, you know, I found is that while the group, like, yes, is completely laid out for us by Brooke Lipoff, the one that did the wake up call on Monday, and she shared all of her resources, and she is amazing. She even shared some other stuff to run other kinds of groups. If you guys haven't seen it in the Champions page, tons of great stuff. I like sent her a personal message, and I was like, oh my God, thank you so much, because really, truly, she shared a lot. So what was I going to say? Oh, it was a lot of work to put together. Because some of the pictures and the images weren't transferring over. And so I just really don't want you guys to have to recreate that. And so extending the sale, I think, is just going to help everyone on the team, because if you have people that, you know, are thinking about it, you know, have them in there. And I've actually been directing my people to, I've been messaging them the post saying, hey, can you just go comment on here that you're going to order and what Shakeology flavor that you're going to order? Because then they'll comment on there that they're going to get one, and then other people will see it, and it'll be kind of like a fear of missing out, like if other people start seeing it. So get your people, like, get into those conversations. I found that the people that are converting for me are people that I've been talking to this last month or so. But this is giving them kind of a deadline. It's kind of giving them an environment where they can see everything. So that's kind of what's been happening for me and what I've seen from the group. So this is something that I think we can reuse and maybe do once a month, and we'll talk about that like in another call. But I do think that this is valuable. It's good information to have. It's to direct people to. So just keep inviting. All right. At the end of the call, if there's time and you have specific questions on the flash sale, we can go over those questions at the end. But for now, I want to get to the content call that I have. And the reason why I picked this topic is because I haven't done a new Getting Started Right call recording in a while. And I think that it's important for new coaches to just really know where to get started. And this could also go for coaches who have maybe stepping away from their business for a while and now they're wanting to get re-engaged, like what to focus on, what to do, like what's important. I know Michelle covered last week. She covered great like tips on, what we need to focus on and, what has helped her to be successful and all of that. And so what I want to provide for you this week is just steps for new coaches, like to take you through to get you going. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing is coaching. What is it? A lot of times, when coaches get started, they're kind of, they've been coaching or they've been in a challenge group and now they're a coach and now they feel like, they can't sell anything because now people are going to think something, that they're just trying to sell them something. And, I think that's a lot of times where people, fail is because they have it in their mind that now they can't, talk about it anymore because they are now a coach. So you have to really understand that, what you're doing is something that can change people's lives and you have a passion for it. You love the products, you love the programs, they've done something for you, and be passionate about it. Just share that journey. I know I've talked about this before, but you have to really want to help people and not be afraid of what other people think or are going to think. Because you're going to get people who are not so excited about, what you're doing. I think I posted something on my Facebook page the other day about, people will buy people from the stars and help them become millionaires and all of that. But when their friend posts about their business, they're like, no, I'm not going to support my friend, because that's just what people do. So I don't know. But you really have to take an ownership of it and be passionate about it and not worry about what other people think. When you get started, you really have to think of it from a mindset that this is your business. This is not just something of course, if you're signing up as to be a coach for the discount, this is completely different. But if you're in this to build a business, to create any sort of level of income, you really have to think of it as it's your own business. You can pretty much do what you want with it, as long as you're following the policies and procedures, which you can find in the Coach Online office. But you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself because you have a team of coaches and resources. And as you saw from just this week, other even coaches from within the network are willing to share their resources. So you're not by yourself, but you are in business for yourself. So you are completely responsible for whatever you do. And if you treat your business like a business, it's gonna reward you like a business. But if you kind of dabble in it and you kind of do it and you don't really set aside the time for it, then you're really not going to grow it into much more than, something that you just kind of do. I can't even remember which coaches say it, but I hear it all the time. If you kind of sort of do your business, you'll kind of sort of get results. You really have to know what you want and then just go for it. You need to become a student. You can, sometimes you think of this as if you were going to college and you were going to become a professional, whatever, you'd have to go to 4 years of college and then go on to get an advanced degree if you're going to be a doctor or something like that. Well, you're learning your personal development, all of the stuff that you're learning about coaching is kind of like your degree. So always be a student, always be learning. I'm always learning new things about, the business or about how to do it better or whatever. And I've been doing this for more than 10 years. I mean, not actively, but I've been a coach for more than 10 years. So treat it like $1 million business, not like a $39 business, or a $160 business if you joined with a challenge pack, because it has the potential to do that if that's what you want. So just do that and treat it like a business from day one. All right. So initially when you get started, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to get a welcome email from the corporate. And it's going to go through, it's going to have a video, I think, from Jeff Hill or something. And it's going to ask you to go do some stuff in your back office. Do that. Like, follow the steps, like take the action steps from the initial email that corporate gives you. Logging into your back office, coach.teambeachbody.com. That's where you go. Set up your electric funds transfer, all that stuff that it says. You'll also be getting a welcome email from your coach. We have a template in our file section that I've shared, and I know other coaches have one also. But watch for those emails that you get. Like, I send a new coach checklist. That's also in the Google Drive that we have. But make sure that you set an appointment with your coach to make sure that you know, or they know, what you want out of the business. I send a what kind of coach do you want to be video, which I watched the other day, and I really probably need to update it. It's about 3 years old. But it's basically asking coaches, like, are you a discount coach? Are you a team player, hobby coach, or are you an all-in business builder? And that really helps, the sponsoring coach to be able to know what kind of coach that you have on your team. So if you don't have some sort of welcome email yet that you're sending new coaches and you're looking to build a team, dig into the file section of our Facebook group, and you'll find those there, as well as the new coach checklist. And basically that new coach checklist is just it's a Google Doc that has all the basics of, what Success Club is, like kind of a basic training. It's like a 1 to 2 page training of what that is. So that's kind of the first thing that you do as a new coach. And I think a lot of times people forget this step too. And I think this is a lot of times where we lose coaches, because if you're not plugging into the community, then you're probably going to get lost. I can tell that the coaches that tune into these calls, whether they're watching them live or on the replay, or you're going to events, or you're plugging into the team pages and the things that are going on, those are the coaches that tend to stick more and stay around longer, because there's just something about the community. We were just talking about, this is our time that we get to be with the people on our team, because it can get lonely. You don't have an office to go into and coworkers that you're going to see every day. You talk to them in chat messages, or you talk to them on the phone, or you come to the team call. It's like our team meeting, and it's where you build that community. So getting on the team calls, getting going to events, especially when Super Saturday coming up on October 20th, that weekend, really plugging in and participating and becoming a part of the team, and you'll really start to feel that community. And that's really where you're going to do a lot of the learning and stuff, and seeing what really is going on. So make sure that you're plugging and participating, and taking ownership. You got to take ownership of yourself, your business, what you want. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But really, every time you start your day, start it with a positive mindset. This is just something that, I think Michelle talked about it last week, but really spending that time in the morning, listening to something positive, watching, a inspirational YouTube video. I don't know, find something that is going to get your mind in a positive place, because that's really going to help you to, it'll help you in your day job. It'll help you, with being a better, friend, mom, parent, whatever. It'll help you be in a more positive mindset. On the days that I don't do my personal development for whatever reason, I don't know. It's weird. I have a more crappy day. I don't know what it is. It's the workouts and the personal development. They do wonders for you. And then the one thing that I've talked about this the last couple of weeks is, especially if you've been a coach for a while, but if you're a brand new coach, the one thing that I want you to make sure that you do as a new coach is write down why you became a coach. What was it that really, made you want to sign up and say, yes, I want to do this? Or if you signed up initially as a discount coach and now you want to work the business, what was it that made you want to work the business? And really, really be clear about it. I have mine written down, and it's on a sheet that I have why I became a coach, what I love about it. And I read it every day because, it can get challenging to, hear those no's or when someone cancels on us, which is bound to happen. Like coaches, come and coaches go. It's totally normal. And you just have to remember that, people aren't gonna stick around forever. There's going to be a few, but for the most part, 20% of your coaches are going to be doing 80% of the work. That's just how it always has been. That's what I was always taught. And that's just how it is. So you have to be prepared that this, you're going to find people who are going to be rock stars and they're going to go on and they're going to do great things. There's going to be people that come into your business that are really excited and that want to do something, and they maybe do something for a little while and then they check out. And then there's those that come in as just a discount, and then they decide that they want to take the business and run with it. You're going to have it all, and it's all okay, because there's tons of people out there that are going to want to become part of what we do. So just remind yourself daily why you became a coach. Goals. We talk about goals all the time, but if you don't know what you want, then you're not going to get anything. So make sure when you are talking with your sponsoring coach, remember, in the first month of your business, your month or two of being a coach or getting yourself re-engaged, if you've taken time off, you've got to be in constant communication with your coach. Because if you want to achieve anything with this business, you have to be clear on what it is. If you don't know what you want, then, nothing's going to happen. And so make sure you write it down. What do you want to achieve in the next 2 to 3 months? Discuss it with your sponsor. Have them help you set up a game plan. And then if you really are wanting to achieve something, set up some sort of accountability. Get a success partner. Get, something that's going to hold you accountable to the things that your coach instructs you to do. Because if you don't, those goals are not going to happen. But you do have to believe in yourself, and you do have to believe that it's possible, and you got to do the work. You can't, say, oh, this business doesn't work if you've never worked it. It has to be something that you schedule. Okay, there's a dog. You have to schedule time to work it. You have to be diligent about it, and you have to treat it, like I said in the beginning, you have to treat it like a business. So goals, you got to have them. You got to think about what you want, and you got to get it down on paper. Resources, tons and tons, almost to the point it can be overwhelming. And so the things that I think are the most important for you as a new coach to plug into is our Facebook page, our team trainings. We have a couple different resources for trainings. The Coach Online Office. Those are the main things, and you're going to be able to find pretty much everything there. The search bar within the Facebook groups are going to be golden for you. And then if you have something that you can't find in any of those groups, Google is your best friend. There is tons of resources on Google. You'll find pretty much anything. But the one thing that I will caution you on is to just not, just don't try and do too much. Just look for the basics. We have the 4 vital behaviors, but know that the resources are out there. And I found that the coaches who, are not afraid to go out and seek information, will be more successful. Because if you're waiting around to hear from your sponsoring coach, to hear from whoever, just be resourceful and look for the information, because guess what? You're going to find a whole lot more information than probably that your sponsor can get back to you, in time, because you don't know what your sponsor has going on. So, and then post about it in the group, share stuff that you're learning. If you found an excellent something that answered your question, share it in the team page, because if you have the question, chances are somebody else does too. So make sure that you're sharing resources. People will see what they're supposed to see. If someone doesn't see it, well, they probably weren't supposed to see it anyways. So if you share it, the people that need to see it are going to see it. And it's going to be there for people to search when they come back to the group, and then they can search for it. So that's what I wanted to share with you on resources. Okay, the next thing, number 5, establish a routine. So in that first initial meeting with your coach, you have to be like the goals. You got to have the goals, and then they're going to help you put a plan together. So you're going to kind of know what you need to do. But you got to figure out how much time that you're going to be working your business, how much time per day, per week, or whatever that you're going to be focused on the business building activities. So this isn't like scrolling Facebook time. This is actually time to do your power hour, which I'm not going over in this training, but it's a scheduled time that you're reaching out to people, you're connecting, you're sharing with people about your next challenge group, and all of that. So how much time can you dedicate? Then you need to schedule your day, and you need to take a look at your calendar and say, okay, I'm going to be working my business from this time to this time, whether it's in Power Pockets, whether it's a chunk of time, whatever it is, you got to schedule it, because I'm telling you, if you don't schedule it, it's not going to get done. And then you need to know what you're doing during that time. So you don't want to be tied to your computer or your phone all the time. Your family will get mad at you. I've gone through periods where I've done that, and they really don't like it. So make sure that you're not tied to your phone all the time. And if you do have a time when you're like pushing for a goal, or, times, you're going to have to work more for certain things, just let your family know. Like, I'm really pushing for a goal. Like, for this amount of time, I'm going to be like doing this, and this is why. I think communication is so key when you're working a home business in addition to a full-time job, or, whatever else you have going on, that, like, they know what you're doing. Because even still to this day, like, if I'm on my phone, because now, our kids are older now, so like they're on their phones a lot, but Jason will still make fun of me, like, oh, she's scrolling Facebook. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm looking up something for the kids for their school, so you still just be in communication with your family about what your goals are for your business and what you're actually doing, and just make yourself a routine, because if you are really diligent about like doing your power hour during the time that you have scheduled for it, like, and you set a timer and you say, I'm going to invite like 5 people, or however many people that you have said you're going to invite that day, you'll get it done pretty fast. And I know our team has done like the live power hours. If you're struggling with what to do during a power hour, jump on one of those live power hour calls, or even just watch a recording of one, and work your power hour that way. So tracking your business, we talked about that. That was talked about last week. But so that's establishing a routine. Only 2 more to go. Ooh, right on time. Personal development. So I know we talk about this all the time, but I can't stress it enough. It has to be one of the 7 things that a new coach has to know about. So what is personal development? Like, it's just really something that is going to help you become a better person. That's one thing that, in corporate America, they just don't do. Like, I don't know, they didn't when I was in corporate America. There was, I think, maybe one time, like, my employer recommended a book that I should read it, and I didn't read it. Like, it was Good to Great, and I didn't read it. But it's just not something that 9 to 5 jobs really do. But in network marketing, because you're your own business, you really have to kind of work on yourself to be able to become better at what you do. Because let's face it, we all have strengths and weaknesses and all of that stuff. But if we aren't making ourselves the best versions of ourselves and working on areas that, we need work on, then make sure you're doing something to better yourself. So I wanted to just point out where a couple things are in the Coach Online Office. Under, when you sign in to coach.teambeachbody.com, you can go to the training tab that's highlighted there in green. And you're going to find all kinds of like the trainings, the getting started, business trainings, product training. Like, you can get overwhelmed with training. So training is not part of your power hour, by the way. That's going to be extra time that you set aside to devote to other things. But power hour time is building your business time. So personal development, under there, you're going to find something called the Success tab. And in that is basically Success Magazine online, and it has tons of free personal development. So if you guys haven't been there, you should check it out. Another resource for personal development for free is YouTube. Great, just search an author. You can find, sometimes you can find whole books that are recorded. Then, you know, reading books, good ones to start with as a new coach. Compound Effect, The Slight Edge. Rhinoceros Success isn't one that most people know about, but I read it a while back and it's good. It's a quick read. Girl Wash Your Face. I didn't update this area, but I should have. And then You're a Badass by Jen Sincero. All of those are really good. And if you're struggling with what to read, or if you're struggling in a certain area, there is a document in the file section of our team page that has areas of where you're struggling and what kind of books what books might be good for that area of growth that you might need. So utilize the resources that we have, you guys, and really commit to, they've always said, 10 pages a day or 15 minutes of audio. That's what you want to strive for at least every day. The more you do, and I remember from way back in the day, some coaches, the top coaches back in the day would talk about how they would be listening to personal development. They were doing laundry. It's like every free moment that they could, they were doing personal development, because that's really what helps you to, not let the no's bother you that you're going to get to, grow and build confidence and all of that stuff. So personal development is key. And now the last one, look at that, right on time. Do your 5 dailies. What are they? The 4 vital behaviors. Not going over those. There's tons of training on those. Sharing daily with people, either, on your social media, or if you're someone that works your business more person to person, they always have trained us to talk to 2 people a day about something that you're doing. Back when we first started, it was like a Craig Holiday thing where, business was belly to belly back then. And, if you were out and about, and you would wear your wear and share, your little shirt, and you would strike up conversations with people, 2 people sharing daily about what we do. And then posting on social media, sharing your life on social media if you're working your business there. Tracking your power hour. When you're doing your power hour, you got to do it daily, at least, 5 times a week. You don't have to work on the weekends if you don't want to. But if you're building this business, you really need to focus on tracking your business and doing your power hour, plugging in and utilizing a marketing plan. Those things, the marketing plan, I think we've done trainings where you plan out your content of when your groups are. I have a schedule calendar where I kind of plan things out. It's also available in the team page. Again, resources galore in that Facebook team page. So that is the top 7 things that I think new coaches really need to focus on when they're getting started. Again, all of this, just remember that it takes time, but the more consistent you are with all of these things, you're going to become better, and you're going to be able to thrive as a coach and hit your goals and, achieve anything that you really set your mind out to do. So the last little message I have, and I saw this, and it really talks about how you need to believe in yourself, because think about a bird. A bird sitting on a tree is never afraid of the branch breaking, because her trust is not on the branch, but its own wings. Always believe in yourself. So really, you guys, I think so many people struggle with the belief that they can do this, that they're good enough, that they look at other people and they compare themselves to them. You really just got to put your blinders on. You have to trust that you love the products enough, and you've, experienced enough with what we do to share it with others. That's really what it's about, is sharing your passion with what we're doing with others, and trusting that, trusting yourself enough that that branch is not going to break. And even if it does break, you're going to be able to fly on to the next one, and you're not going to let yourself fail. So that's all I got. If anyone has questions or comments, I will stop sharing. All right. Anyone have questions?
That was great info, Tammy. And I just think it's important. These are new coach trainings, but they're really not. I mean, it really applies to all of us because I think the longer we do this, it becomes easy to let things go to the wayside. And we're like, oh, yeah, I know to do that. But you know what? When it's put out into this, format for us to look at, it really says, am I really following all these things? Am I really doing what I'm supposed to do each day to work my business? And so it's why we should always hop onto these calls. Once again, it's just important.
Yeah, and just the gut, I can't even remember where I heard it this week, but the ultimate gut check question that you ask yourself at the end of every day is that, if am I the coach that I want on my team? Did I do what I would want the coaches on my team to do? And if not, what do you need to do differently to make that happen? And then also, when we're thinking about our challengers in our groups, was I the challenger that I want my challenger to be?
Absolutely.
Did I check into my group? Did I post a sweaty selfie? Oh crap, maybe I didn't. What do I want my challengers to be posting in my groups? We have to really think ourselves in the position to ask ourselves those tough questions because, we've been a coach, some of us for a really long time. And I think we can distance ourselves from that. And I think it's important that we, put ourselves back in the shoes of, the challengers and our new coaches and future coaches.
Absolutely. I agree. I do have one quick question, and
Yeah.
Nothing about your call. You said there was information back on Champions about running other groups that Brooke had put up. Is that within that original post?
It's in that post. She shared them down below in one of the comments.
Okay.
She just shared her whole Google Drive with running launch group, running sneak peek launch groups. It was all kinds of stuff. I was almost overwhelmed. I'm like, oh crap, that's more stuff.
More stuff.
Exactly. But it was really good. She shared a whole page of, it was one of my mini tabs that was open. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm pretty sure I still have it open.
Yeah, because there's 240 comments here. It's within those.
Okay, so here is this. I'll share this Google Drive link in the team page, but let me just share it real quick. Because it was just holy, really? You're giving us that you made yourself? It was crazy. So she made this document that has all these links to resources that you can put in your team page. She said it's really just stuff that she pulled off of the Beachbody blog. Yeah. But it's all linked in there so that your challengers can have access to all this stuff.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I was okay. She just shared all this stuff. I was holy cow. So, anyway, I will put
that's great.
On the team page. So she really talked about, I think she said she shared some other stuff in the Champions page too. But I will put that in the team page.
Yeah, that's great for everybody to pull from.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've seen a couple of those documents before. I'm not sure if maybe she shared before.
Yeah, she shared the ones where she made the image, and she said she doesn't even use those anymore. She made a really good point on one of the posts that she did, or maybe it was in her video, but she said that for a while she really focused on trying to build her own stuff, and what she found is that it made it not duplicatable for her team.
Right. She said that in the call, which I thought was brilliant.
And so it really was it made sense. It's if you try and create all these things that your coaches can't either don't or can't do, then it's not duplicatable. And so all of these things were, stuff that, were from the Beachbody blog. So it wasn't she was an expert. She just happened to put it all together. So.
And honestly, we should be using that information. I mean, that's why it's there. There's nothing wrong with using it. And there's still ways to make it our own too. So I always say, you know, sometimes we can reuse posts in our group just as simply as changing the graphics can make such a huge thing, because people will remember that picture. They may not necessarily remember the content and what we wrote in the post, but if they keep seeing that same image all the time. So it's a great way to, you know, recycle things sometimes.
So yeah, it looks like all of these are just blog posts. I'm just looking at them from the Beachbody blog, but she puts them as a resource in her groups so that they don't have to go out and search from, you know, the blog. And then, you know, it's all just right there in a document within her team page or in her Facebook group.
So she just literally like copies from Beachbody, like highlights, control copy, control paste into a doc.
In a document in her.
Or in a file so that it goes into the file section.
Yeah. So that it's easily to reference. And I think with the units, you know, you can even put up like meal plan ideas or, you know, whatever, make your units in your group, you know. And then she also had other helpful resources where she just lists off. I'm going to put this in the team page so you guys can look at it. But I mean, she just, yeah, it's a lot. I mean, but again, it's just making it easy for our challengers to access information without taking them outside of the group, you know, to go get lost in like Beachbody blog land. So,
yeah.
And then to really see your group as the value. You know, we can post stuff all day long, but then once the post is like down and gone, then you know,
right.
it's not easy to find. So, yeah. Any other questions? I have this up, so I will put it in there.
About the sale, because I listened, I still need to sort all this out in my brain. I've just finished a coaching sneak peek and I'm starting a coach training and I'm like, but is this a group that you are now, and you might have mentioned this briefly in the beginning, but is this a group that you're going to just kind of keep open and recycle? So like delete posts.
Yeah. So I think what we'll do, like I said in the beginning, that with this group, I'm going to extend it to Monday so that anyone that wants to add people like Friday night or Friday late in the day can start adding your people. And then make an announcement late on Friday that I'm going to extend it because all the sales, I just found out the sales are extended through Labor Day. And then I'll change the graphic. Like I'll just put an X through, you know, the 31st and say September 3rd, you know, and just update the graphic at the top and still do a drawing on Saturday. Like I said, I would in the post, but then do another one on Monday when the actual sales actually do end. And then that will help the people that want to hit Success Club early in the month, you know, do that. So, and then going forward with the group, it definitely can be something that can be reused because all of the landing pages will still be the same. And then we can just change out the posts and the units for whatever's on sale.
Right. Okay. So that's what I thought.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, I was looking at it. I mean, oh my goodness, Tammy, like, thank you. Because holy moly. But anyway, it's, first of all, it looks beautiful. So I feel like it would be such a shame to like shut it down. But in my mind, I was thinking it's actually
it's a good resource group.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like having your own team Beachbody that you can go and tag a person on to say, here's the information that you want for this product or for this.
And it doesn't take them out to YouTube or anything like that. It keeps them there.
Right. So I was wondering if even ultimately it would be worthwhile for me to set up my own eventually, like not now, but like just so that I could have, like, as I have customers that are interested, instead, like she mentioned in her call, how like instead of the back and forth with messages, and I'm busy with this girl, I'm about to like lose my mind because like it's been going on for like 4 months where every time she changes her mind about something. Anyway, I could just tag her and be like, here's the information. Here, check this out. You know, instead of having